I'm Phil Lewis, I'm the head of compliance and HR. Yeah, I really enjoy photography. I've got a nice camera, I like to take it everywhere I go, and I also travel a lot. I'm a big European traveller. I've been to a lot of the countries in Europe, but there's still a few more to go. So I did count not that long ago, and I think it was 43. When I grew up, I was a big Doctor Who fan. Okay. I like photographing Art Nouveau architecture. Art Nouveau was an artistic movement that flourished really from about the mid-1890s up till about the outbreak of the First World War. So it didn't last very long, but it was very exuberant, very curvy, and as a result it created a lot of kind of unique buildings. Some of them have been destroyed because they're over 100 years old, but some of them still exist, so I really enjoy going to countries and tracking down these weird architectural things. So I left school and drifted for a few years and ended up in a bank, because that was the kind of place that people who didn't know what they wanted to do with their lives ended up. And I stayed at that bank for 9 years. And then from there I moved to Legal & General, and I was there for 6 years. And then I came to Source. When I first started at Source, it was a fairly small company. There was only about 30 people here. It was still very much, even though it had been established for several years, it still felt very much like a startup. It was entrepreneurial, and there was a lot of camaraderie in the business and a lot of passion for the business as well. And that passion is something that's carried right through the 21 years. That's never changed. But we've become much more professional. The industry around us has evolved as well with the advent of regulation and things like that. And the company has always been nimble enough to grow with it, but as well as moving with the changes in the marketplace, we've also become more professional, more slick with the things that we do, and we've kept on pushing the envelope from a customer service perspective as well, because that's really at the heart of what we deliver to our customers, whether they're policyholders or brokers. So I lead the quality assurance team. They're an important facet of the compliance function of the company. They basically check that the people delivering customer service to brokers and policyholders are doing the right things. They check not just the scripts, the actual wording and things like that. They kind of look over the tenor of what we're saying, the information we're giving across. Is it accurate? Is it actually what the customer was asking? Because obviously there is a lot of jargon in insurance, and whilst we're trying our best to move away from that as far as we can, there are still certain terms which you've got to kind of explain what it means, and that can sometimes be a challenge. So basically they make sure that customers and brokers get the right information that's accurate and that is helpful in their moment of needing to know that. It's really quite rewarding when you pick up something through the team and it goes all the way to the top and leads to change, and that change is always for the benefit of the policyholder or the broker. I helped set up the QA team, so essentially it's kind of my baby to some degree. So I was there in the beginning, so we've kind of evolved from basically one person into a multifaceted team of 3 people plus me now, and the impact that we can have both on an individual agent basis, coaching agents through a change process or something that they haven't quite been able to grasp for a variety of reasons. There's a great reward in that, and it's also really rewarding, as I say, when you pick up a complaint which turns into feedback that you identify is kind of quite regular, and that leads to change in the way we do things. One of the most consistent things that I think Source has always done well is we've always recruited really, really good people, and the common theme throughout my entire time at Source is that the people are often what makes working at Source great. So it's been great through pretty much every phase I've had at Source. Anybody with a job will know that you have good days and bad days, and you just literally never know what the difference between the two is. But certainly in my experiences, there's been far more good days, and that's often down to the people that we work with. We still have that camaraderie, and even with the changes in the working world now, there's still a lot of good relationships between people where we all work together for a common goal. I describe them as undescribable. Yeah, there's something of an X factor, I think, about the people that we hire, and you couldn't actually say what that is or why that person fits really well, but they do. So and yeah, as you said, there's a lot of diversity here, but basically we're like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, all different shapes, sizes, but somehow we all fit together and make a great whole.